Hello! Well, allow me to introduce myself. I am the professor. A professor of mythology. Oh, and also the owner of a very, very old house in the edge of a large wood in a remote part of England. Stay. Long before it came into my possession, it was sought after because of its great age and the belief that it was haunted. A few weeks ago, by persuasion of a charitable organization which provides country vacations for city children, I took in 4 children as house guests. They appear to be nice enough youngsters, except for... well, I mustn't prejudge them. Their names are Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy, in descending orders of age. Oh, about this ancient and rambling house. It was once, I believe, listed among the stately homes of England, which is in quotes. And I will say this. If I were to ever meet a living, breathing nymph or dryad while I was out tending my garden, I would be more pleased than astonished. Well, allow me to introduce my guests. How are you doing today, children?
Hello, Professor. Is there any table tennis equipment, sir? It's so much better than playing catch.
Oh, Edmund, stop complaining.
We don't have table tennis at home either. We can make do with what we have.
I'm sorry, we weren't giving much notice of your visit. We didn't have time to stock up. But I'm sure you'll find other interesting things here.
Oh, I'm sure we will, Professor. It's a wonderful house.
Is it really haunted?
Haunted? Pooh.
That was a legitimate question, Ed. There are legends and rumors about these old houses.
That's right, Peter. It's a difficult question to answer, Susan. I don't think so, not in the accepted definition of the word haunted. But I will say this. Any house of great age, full of nooks and crannies, with secret passageways, is bound to develop a certain air of mystery. Frankly, I like to keep an open mind. May I ask what prompted the question? Have you seen anything peculiar?
No, sir.
Nope.
No, but...
But the house has kind of a, well, a funny feeling.
Oh, well. Do tell me if you meet any ghosts. Also, Mrs. McCready
Professor!
likes to give tours. And while she's a dear and cares for me, she isn't too fond of children. So if you see her while you're out, could you please,
Scram?
yes, that's about it.
We will, sir.
There are lots of places to hide.
No, you needn't hide.
Oh, we understand.
Does she charge a fee for showing people about?
Oh, bit.
I'll bet she keeps some of the money.
Oh, Edmund, lay off.
Well, it's good to have you here in the house. It really brightens the place up. Well, good night.
Come on, kids. I want to see more of the house.
How did I get here? I only slipped into the closet. Maybe I better go back. It's so cold. This is a queer place for a lamppost on the edge of a forest. And is the forest in the closet, or am I somewhere else entirely? Good evening.
I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome, I'm sure.
Pardon me. I don't mean to seem inquisitive, but aren't you a daughter of Eve?
I don't think so. My mother's name is Lucy, and my name is Lucy too.
But you're... Forgive me. what they call a girl?
Of course I'm a girl. And you're...
I'm a fawn. A fawn with a U. A fawn with a W is a little deer. Of course, if I may be so bold, you seem to be a little deer too. I'm sorry. I was just joking. Fawns can't help but be merry. My name is Thomas.
How do you do, Mr. Thomas?
Clumsy of me, I'm sorry. It's just, I've never met a daughter of Eve before. Or a son of Adam. May I ask how you've come to the land of Narnia?
Narnia? What's Narnia?
Why, this is Narnia. Where we are. All that lies between the lamppost and the great castle of Cair Pavel on the eastern sea. And you have come from the wild woods of the west?
No, I gone through the wardrobe in the spare room.
I should have studied geography harder when I was a little fawn. I should no doubt know about these strange countries. It's too late now, though.
But they're not strange countries at all. It's just back there. I think. I'm not sure, but anyway, it's warm back there. It's summer.
And it's winter here in Narnia. It's always winter here in Narnia. It always will be. Unless maybe,
Unless what?
Look, daughter of Eve, from the city of wardrobe in the land of spare why don't you come out with me with some nice hot tea? We best not stay here too long.
It sounds very nice, but I think I need to be getting back.
Oh, but please come, it's just around the corner. We have so much to talk about.
Yes, I have a lot of questions to ask. First, but you're crying. What on earth is the matter? Did I say something?
No, it's just that. Oh, I'm such a bad fawn.
You're not a bad boy at all. I think you're the nicest fawn I've ever met.
You wouldn't say that if you knew.
Knew what, Mr. Thomas?
Oh. That I'm a spy in the pay of the White Witch. Oh, I'm so wicked.
Who's the White Witch?
Shh. Not here. She has spies everywhere. You see, Janus, that's her name, the White Witch. It's she who makes it always winter. Always winter, but never Christmas.
I see, but why do you think you're so bad?
Oh. Because I'm one of her kidnappers, that's why. Look at me, daughter of Eve. Do I look like the type of fawn that would meet a child in the woods and pretend to be friendly and then lure her to my house for tea?
And when it falls asleep, you turn the child over to the White Witch? I simply don't believe it.
But it's true. It's true. Of course, I've never done it before. You're the first human I've ever met.
Are you going to kidnap me?
No. But we must keep our voices down. Even some of the trees are the spies. Oh, if only Aslan.
Aslan? What's Aslan?
Shh, please. It just slipped out. Please, forget I ever said it.
All right, it's an easy promise, but Aslan is sick.
Look, don't you have to be getting back now?
Yes, I believe I must. I'm very glad I met you, Mr. Chungus.
And I you, daughter of Eve. Can you find your way back from here?
I think so, thank you.
Good. And one more thing. Can I keep the handkerchief?
Of course you may.
I'm sorry. Did I say can? I meant may. And thank you.
You're quite welcome.
I just don't understand why you always have to be so grumpy.
I'm not. Lay off.
Edmund, heads up.
Oh, you silly boys.
Well, I'm back.
Back?
What do you mean back?
You haven't been anywhere. Unless you've been in the wardrobe. Ew! Oh boy, Lucy the human mothball.
Well, I certainly have been away. And furthermore, did you know you can go to that wardrobe, through all the coats and furs, and be in Narnia, the land of the White Witch?
Wow. What a whopper.
Honey, are you sure you didn't go into the wardrobe and fall asleep?
Of course I'm sure. As sure as can be. And in Narnia, it's always winter, never Christmas. And the White Witch has a curse on it. And Mr. Tumnus, he's one for spice, you know. He says, doesn't anyone believe me?
Frankly, no.
It's only been a minute
That's all, little dreamer. You and Peter read too many books.
Tell us all about it, Lucy. All about the White Witch and Mr. Tumnus, whoever he is.
He's a fawn.
And how it's always winter but never Christmas. Every year.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mean you believe all that stuff, Pete?
That's a wardrobe, not a refrigerator.
So?
So how did she get snow on her slippers?
Oh, Peter, you believe me.
We're too late.
Too late. What?
Too late to find Thomas and the daughter. Ah, forgive me. I mean, too late, Your Majesty.
Don't forget again unless you wish to join the statuary.
No, Your Majesty. I mean, yes, Your Majesty.
We must do something about our spies. That rabbit spies before they still be here.
I know where Thomas lives.
Bring him to me tomorrow. I'll make a clever little statue for the garden. Perhaps with a bowl in his hands for a bird bath.
There aren't any birds, Your Majesty.
Go! Not snow.
But it's melting.
And it's been winter since anybody can remember. And I guess it will be until Aslan...
Who?
I promised I wouldn't say the name. I suppose he's some kind of enemy of the White Witch, and it's dangerous to talk about him.
But what is this what's his name that you're not supposed to mention?
I don't know. Mr. Thomas was too frightened to tell me.
Isn't that sort of suspicious?
Knock it off, Edmund. Lucy won't tell lies. Tell us again how you went through the wardrobe.
Well, I just stuffed my head in it first, climbed all the way in, past all the furs and coats and things.
Right.
Go on.
Seemed like there were 1,000 furs and coats in there. And finally, I came to a door, and I opened it, and there I was, on a path through a forest.
And there was no sign of life?
No, but there was a sign. It said careful. Nymphs, dryads, and unicorns crossing.
And then you came to a lamppost and Mr. Tommy?
Mr. Tumnus. He was very nice and very friendly. It was cold, awfully cold.
I think this wardrobe needs looking into. Maybe even going into.
Now? It's dinner time. I'm hungry.
You always are.
It is a little late, but time didn't seem to mean anything there.
Tomorrow will be soon enough. This wardrobe's been here for goodness knows how long. It'll keep till tomorrow.
Dinner's in 20 minutes, my friends. In case you wish to freshen up.
Thank you, Professor.
Do you think you can find a way? From here, you almost need a map.
We'll find it, sir. But I hope your housekeeper isn't sick.
Oh, no. She's just been showing people around the grounds all day, so she delegated me to announce dinner time.
If it's usually at the same time, sir, it won't need to be announced. We'll just be there.
Ah, well, that's a very sound idea. From what I perceive to be as a very nice young man. Have you had a nice day?
Oh, yes, Professor. This seems to be a very interesting house.
Oh, it is indeed. It has a great history, as does the whole countryside, which is why we have an almost daily procession of tourists. We charge a shilling a head, which helps with the income of a certain professor.
Sir, you're a professor of mythology. Do you believe in dryads, unicorns, witches, that sort of thing?
Well, I like to keep an open mind. May I ask what prompted the question?
Oh, it's just... Everyone quiet down. Lucy had a rather peculiar experience, sir.
Well, I would dearly like to hear about it. Tomorrow. And believe me, you'll have a good audience. But it's almost dinner time. You only have a few minutes to wash up before we say grace.
He's nice. I like him.
I'm very interested to see what he'll think of Lucy's experience.
I want to ask him how old this wardrobe is. Where it came from.
He believes in dryads and nymphs. He's a bit duggy, if you ask me.
Nobody's asking you.
Come on, kids, let's get washed up. We mustn't be late for dinner, our first night here.
few points for Lucy. This is weird. It's cold here. I should have had a coat.
Whoa there! Whoa! This is the place, Your Majesty!
Who are you? And what are you? I'm Edmund.
Is that how you dress a queen?
I'm sorry, I didn't know, Your Majesty.
Not to know the Queen of Narnia. Well, I promise to know better very soon. But I repeat, what are you?
Please, ma'am, Your Majesty, I don't know what you mean. I'm just the boy that...
You mean you're a son of Adam? Well, whatever else you are, I can see you're an idiot. Now, once and for all, answer me before I lose my patience. Are you human?
Yes, Your Majesty?
Then how did you enter my dominions? Answer me, boy, how did you enter my dominions?
I just came through a door and here I was.
Door to Narnia from the world of men? I've heard of such things. This may wreck everything.
But he is alone and easily dealt with. My poor child.
How cold you look.
Come, sit with me. I'll wrap my mantle about you and we'll talk.
Perhaps something warm to drink.
It isn't much, but it's quite powerful.
I'll give you warmth and strength.
That was very good. Thank you, Your Majesty.
It is dull to drink without eating. What do you like best to eat?
Turkish delight, I think.
Very discriminating. I can see your boy of taste and culture. Do you know anyone else who's ever been to Narnia?
My sister, Lucy. My other sister and brother haven't been here
But
yet.
you'll bring them to me. I'd like so much to meet them. You'll bring them to me.
I'll try. Is there any more Turkish delight?
Of course there is. All you want. Man, you bring the jolly brother and sisters to me.
I'll try.
Tomorrow, we'll all go to my castle. You'll find it delightful. There are whole rooms full of Turkish delight. Alas, I have no children of my own. I have so longed for a boy whom I could bring up as a prince. You'll of course be king of Narnia when I'm gone.
Wow. Me? A prince?
With all the Turkish delight you can eat. What's the matter? Have you lost something?
No, but my sister, Lucy, she said she talked to a fawn named Mr. Tumnus. I thought maybe he...
Oh, Mr. Tumnus the Fawn. That one! I'm sorry to tell you, but he met with an unfortunate accident.
That's too bad.
Isn't it? Until tomorrow then. Can you find your way back?
Well, Your Majesty,
There, that way, walk straight ahead. Oh, and Edmund,
Yes?
let us keep our meeting just between us, shall we? Make it a surprise.
Yes, ma'am, if you say so. Prince Edmund. Prince Edmund.
Oh, that Edmund is really a scoundrel, isn't he? Talking to the White Witch. Oh, did you see what happened to poor Mr. Tumnus? Taken away by that horrible, terrible, nasty ogre. Well, I guess the children must be finishing dinner now. Let's check back in with them, shall we?
Oh, that was a fine dinner.
Wasn't it good?
I don't think Mrs. McCready likes us. Not at all.
Well, I don't like her.
And you hardly touched the food.
It wasn't very good.
It was delicious.
You didn't even want any dessert. You always eat dessert.
I like Turkish delight.
Listen to him. Turkish delight.
If I happen to like it, what's wrong with that?
I think something happened to Edmund. He hardly said a word all through dinner.
Oh, nothing happened to me. But wouldn't it be interesting to see if that story Lucy has told us is true?
What do you mean?
Did we look into the wardrobe?
I bet you've been to the other side of the lamppost.
I have not.
There wasn't time. He was only a minute late for dinner.
Time doesn't make any difference on the other side of the lamppost.
Children! Are you in there?
Oh dear, she's coming.
She doesn't like us.
I'm showing guests the house and I don't want you making any disturbance.
We'd better hide. Where shall we go?
Into the wardrobe. She'll never find us in there.
All right, let's go. Be off, you. We'll get you a cold breakfast, a cold lunch, and a cold
Into the
dinner.
wardrobe. make a coat.
No one's going to mind.
Good idea.
I've got one. So have I.
Why, it looks like we've made it into Lucy's wood after all.
What do we do next?
I say, aren't we bearing the more to the left? There's probably a castle over there or something.
So you have been here after all, and you were pretending Lucy was telling lies.
Of all the poisonous rats. I'll pay you for this. You wait and see.
I think that Lucy ought to be leader. Where should we go, Lucy?
Let's try and find Mr. Tumnus.
What?
He's the next fawn I told you about.
Wait. Look, there's something over there motioning at us. There it goes again.
Hush!
What is it?
You must come with me, but be very quiet.
How do we know we can trust you?
Well, here, you can't trust anyone. Not even the trees. Even some of them earth spies. You're not safe out in the open.
I trust you.
Are you the sons and daughters of Adam and Eve?
Some of them.
I still don't know that we can trust you.
Here is my token.
That's the handkerchief I gave Mr. Tumnus.
Yeah, poor fella.
Did something happen to him?
Yes, he thought they were onto him. He gave me the handkerchief just before the secret police came to take him. He told me to meet you here and to lead you on. They say that Aslan's on the move. That perhaps he's already landed.
Aslan. I like that name.
But what about Mr. Tumnus?
Shh, not here. I must take you somewhere we can have a real talk. And some dinner. I'll lead the way. Join hands, and one of you grab hold of my tail, and let's go.
Where are we?
Yes, under the lake that my dad created.
Is it the same?
For my friends, yes. For the friends of the White Witch, the walls might sometimes collapse.
Maybe like this is bad.
You almost sound as if she has you under a spell.
Of course she does. How can you tell threats from enemies?
There's a signal.
What is it?
I'll tell you when the time comes.
Tell me now.
Mr. Beaver will tell us at the right time.
We're almost there. Mrs. Beaver, I have found us the sons and daughters of Adam and Eve.
So you've come at last. At last. Oh, to think that I should live to see this day. Oh, well, the potatoes are boiling and the kettle's on and Mr. Beaver's told us a nice fish this morning.
Then let's eat. I guess look hungry. Do off your coats. It's warm and snug in here. And I just took a peek out the window a moment ago. It's stopping the snow. Which for once is all the better. If someone's trying to follow us, they won't be able to find our tracks.
Now, do please tell us what's happened to Mr. Tumnus.
That is a very bad business. There is no doubt that he was taken by the secret police. I got that from a bird inside that.
Where's he been taken to?
They was headed northward. Which means they was headed to the White Witch's house.
What will happen to him?
Not quite sure. Not many taken there and come out here. But that castle is full of statues. In the hall, up the stairs, in the courtyard. We think the White Witch turns them all into statues! Stone statues.
Can't we rescue him?
Not a chance!
It may be different now that Aslan is on the move.
Who is Aslan?
Aslan? Don't you know? But he's the king. He's Lord of the Wood. But not often here, you understand. Not in my time, or my father's. But word is he's back. He'll settle the White Witch all right. Remember the old rhyme? Wrong will be right when Aslan shows his might. At the sounds of his roar, sorrows will be no more. When he bares his teeth, winter meets its death. And when he shakes his mane, we shall have spring again. You'll all understand where you meet him.
But shall we meet him?
Why, yes, Donovan. That's what I brought you here for. I'm to lead you where we shall meet.
I would like to meet him, though it does scare me a bit.
That's right, son of Adam. But so you shall. Word has been sent. You're to meet him tomorrow at the great stone table.
What about Mr. Thomas?
The quickest way to help him is to meet Aslan. For he wants it for you. There's another old saying we have. That when Adam's flesh and Adam's body sit at Camp Lavelle in Rome, the evil time will be over and done. So, things must be coming to an end now.
But isn't the witch human?
Ha! She'd like us to think so, but no. She is of the gins and the giants. No, there ain't one drop of real human blood in the witch. Which found to be why she's so afraid. Because there's 4 of you.
Hush, Susan. Go on, Mr. Beaver.
Well, down at Cairpurville, which ought to be the capital of the whole country, if things were as they should be, down at Cairpurville, there are 4 thrones. And there's another old saying we have, time out of mine, that when 2 sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve fill those 4 thrones, then not only will it be the end of the White Witch's reign, but of her life. So if she knew about the 4 of you, your lives wouldn't be worth the shake of my whiskers.
We aren't found anymore. Edmund's gone. Where is he?
Who saw him last?
How long has he been gone?
He can't be far.
Edmund! Edmund!
Well, Mr. Beaver, it looks as if we have to split in 4 searching parties to go north, south, east, and west.
Searching bodies? Son of Adam, what for?
Why, to look for Edmund, of course.
There ain't no use in looking for him.
He can't have gone far.
There's no use in looking.
We've got to find him. What do you mean there's no use in looking?
Well, the reason is, we know where he's gone. Don't you understand? He's gone to her, to the White Witch. He's gone there to betray us.
Edmund? He wouldn't do that.
Would he?
Now you mark my words. Edmund has already met the White Witch and joined his side. And then from the minute I laid eyes on him, I said to myself, treacherous. He had the look in his eyes of someone that's already met the White Witch and eaten the food. You can always tell. There's something about their eyes.
Can't we go after him? Try to win him back?
The only way to help him now is Aslan. She'll use Edmund to try to catch us all. Remember the old saying?
Well, you must be off. There's no time to lose. Into your coats. You must be on your way.
But where?
To the great stone table to meet Aslan. Quick, there's not a moment to lose. Ready? All right, quick, bring the towel.
I wonder what got into Edmund.
Turkish delight, I'm afraid.
Look, it stopped snowing.
Oh, which means they're going to be able to follow our tracks.
Should we run for it, Mr. Beaver?
I believe so.
Am I just warm from running? Or is it not quite as cold as it was?
It's warm, and I'm tired. Can we rest a minute?
Ah, yes. Your eyes deceive me? Or is that a crocus there?
Well, that is a crocus. And it is warm.
Listen, a bird.
And you can hear water running. The snow is melting.
The spell! The spell is starting to break. The White Witch's power is crumbling.
Whoa! Whoa! I think I see some friends of mine.
Can it be? Oh, it is! It is! It was always winter, but never Christmas. But not anymore. Not anymore. It's Father Christmas! Father Christmas!
Well, she was able to keep me out for a long time, but I found my way in. The witch's power is weakening.
We're so glad to see you.
Oh, and I'm glad to see you. But you're needed here in Narnia. It's now time for presents.
Presents?
Well, Mr. Beaver, when you return home, you'll find that your dam has been fixed and mended. All the leaks have been fixed and a new sluice gate has been fitted. And for Mrs. Beaver, I've gotten her a new and better sewing machine. It zigzags, I believe.
I can only say thank you. Thank you.
Peter, Edmund's son,
Here, sir.
this is for you. Fare it well, for its time for use is near at hand. Susan, Eve's daughter, this is for you. Oh, use the bow only in great need. The young lady shouldn't fight. Eve's daughter Lucy. Here is a cordial, made from the fire flowers that grow on the mountains of the sun. If a friend is hurt, give him a few drops of this, and it will help. Well, I must be off. I've got so far to go, and so much to do. But a Merry Christmas, and all hail true King.
There's hope. Now I know there's hope.
Hey, the battle ain't won yet, but it can't be. Now let's go to the great stone table.
Edmund's gone. Can you believe it? But don't worry. Anyone can find him. It's Lucy and Mr. Beaver. And we still haven't eaten that Aslan. I'm sure he'll save the day. First, let's see what that rotten little Edmund is up to.
I'm king of Narnia. I'll get all these ugly statues out of the way. Snow. Snow and cold. What an ugly place. But this must be the way to our palace.
Who's there? Who's there? Stand still, stranger, and tell me who you are.
If you please, sir, I'm the son of Adam that Her Majesty met in the wood the other day, and I've come to bring the news that my brother and sisters are now in Narnia, quite close in the Beaver's house. She wanted to see them?
I will tell Her Majesty. Meanwhile, stand still on the threshold, as you value your life.
They look like forest creatures. Turned to stone. Of course, they did something wrong to end up like this. See, if I twisted your nose, it wouldn't hurt you at all, would it? Because you're stone. I was smarter than you were. Sometimes you have to be bad and even tell lies. Now that didn't hurt, did it? Next time, do as you're told.
Come, fortunate favorite of the Queen. Or else not so fortunate.
I've come, Your Majesty.
How dare you come alone? Did I not tell you to bring the others with you?
Please, Your Majesty, I've done the best I can. I've brought them quite close, in the little house by the dam with Mr. and Mrs. Beaver.
Is this all your news?
I know, Your Majesty. They're going to meet Aslan at the Great Stone Table.
Aslan! Aslan, is this true? If you've lied to me.
No, Your Majesty. There was something about this prophecy. Long will be right when Aslan shows his might. I was slipping out. There was something when Adam's flesh and Adam's bones sit a caterpillar's throne.
Get my sled ready. The one without the bells.
Your Majesty.
Silence, fool! Send the black holes to see if anyone's at the Beaver's hostage.
Your Majesty, could I have some Turkish delight you?
Oh, be still.
But I'm so hungry and I've come so far.
I guess I can't have you fainting on the way. Bring the human creature some food and drink.
You certainly have a lot of statues in your hallway.
Just people who dare to doubt that I was queen. You might remember that.
Of course you're the queen. And I'm to be your prince.
You, my prince. Ha!
You promised.
Promised a worm like you.
You said it before us.
You only came yourself. One isn't much use to me.
But if we find the others,
We'll kill them.
kill them!
Of course.
You kill my sisters and brother?
Oh, Edmund, maybe I wouldn't kill them. Perhaps I just look at these statues a while.
What's this?
Your dinner.
It's nothing but stale bread.
Good enough for the likes of you.
I was promised Turkish delight. You promised?
Eat, slave, and be thankful.
Well, I suppose. Thank you.
Your Majesty, could the others have reached the stone table by now?
Perhaps the ravens will smell them out and bring us news.
Bad news is good news, and good news is bad news.
4 thrones and caterpillar bells. How if only 3 were filled? That would not fulfill the prophecy.
What difference would it make now that has?
Oh,
Now that he is here.
he may not stay long. Courage has many battles to fight, and we can fall upon the other 3 and destroy them!
We must do away with him at once.
No, not here. The stone table. That's where it's always been done. It's the proper place.
Fly, Your Majesty, fly!
What is it?
Fly!
They are at the stone! There need be no pleading. Go quickly. Summon all of our people to join me. We will fight them here. Summon all my allies. Call the giants and the werewolves. Call the ghouls, call the boggles, call the hags and the specters. We will fight them. Have I not still my dagger? I can turn my enemies into stone.
Bargain!
But you promised.
You're going to get what you deserve, which vanity and selfishness always get. What are you going to do with that knife?
First I'm going to sharpen it, then I'm going to use it on you. It's too bad we don't do the stone table. That's where we deal with traitors.
I'm not a traitor.
Yes, you are. And who would be a better judge than I? And no one. And we understand each other. You are a traitor. I stole my third of my crown. But here we have it. The difference doesn't make how we got possession. Right, Edna?
Yes, Your Majesty.
I will not run away. Soon I will have rows and rows of stone statuary. I'll line every road and path in the country with them. My garden will be full of them. Everyone who doubts me will be stone, covered in snow. For in Narnia, it was only winter. That never ends. Please, Your Majesty, don't hurt me. I must, for the prophecy can never be fulfilled.
No, where are the gold down? Coming now! Monsters are stepping! Hey, big breaks!
There you are.
Yes, son of Adam, here I am. Into the hags, the ogres, and the werewolves. Now you're going to taste my power and my magic. Unless you surrender, I'll turn you all into stone.
Never! For courage never surrenders. So let us fight for freedom.
Susan, your bow.
No! No! Oh, my queen!
He's right, ugly. Aslan, we've done it. We finished that horrible witch.
Yes, and now her magic is broken and courage will win.
Lucy, her quarter.
But what does it all mean?
It means that even though the witch knew the deep magic, there was a deeper magic still which she didn't know. Love. I'll tell you all about it someday. But now, to business.
And so, the fight for freedom in Narnia was won. And Aslan returned all the frozen folk of the forest back to life. Well, almost all of them. It just took the breath of courage. Freedom always needs that. And we crowned Peter and Susan and Edmund and Lucy our kings and queens that day. And how glad we were. And we cheered and cheered, and the bells rang, because we knew it'd be years and years of peace. And spring and summer, and when winter came, it wouldn't last long. And there'd be lots of Christmases.
And then, one day, while they were out riding, Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy came upon that lamppost in the forest. Why, they'd almost forgotten. Just then, they hurried back through the wardrobe and into their playroom. And do you know what they found? They found that even though it had been years and years in Narnia, happy years for us, it had been just moments there since they had first stepped through the wardrobe. And Mrs. McCready
Children!
was still right outside the door. The end.
Alright, after every show, we ask the audience if there's any questions that they want to ask us. About the show, about the costumes, the set, anything, props. All right, so anybody have a question? Anybody curious? Oh, there's a lot
Primary colors out there.
Yes. You, sir, in yellow.
Were the swords and the dagger real?
Were the swords and the dagger real?
Yes, that sword is actually steel. It's not sharp. It still hurts if you get hit with it though, so we have to practice that scene a whole lot in order to do it right. The dagger is real too, but it's made of aluminum, so it scratches a lot easier. It still hurts, but it's lighter.
You.
Was that knife that the witch used was real?
Was the knife that the witch used was real? Yes, it was. It wasn't sharp, but it was made of aluminum. It's a stage combat knife. It's very lightweight, but yes, you can still hurt somebody with it. You.
If those were real, then Evan actually froze that way.
Yes. If it had worked, then she would have been frozen, yes. All right, you, sir.
Was there anything in the tube?
Was there anything in the tube? The cordial? No. We didn't want to actually put anything in there just in case it spilled. You, sir.
Why didn't the whole story go on?
Why didn't the whole story go on? Well,
Don't take 5 hours.
yeah. We're
At
a
least.
touring company. We do this at a lot of different schools, and we travel with it. So it needs to be really condensed. So we still tell the story mostly. We just shorten it and take out a lot of the unnecessary parts that aren't vital to the basic storyline, I would suppose, right? Yeah. All right, you in the pink.
How did the witch get frozen after the boy took the knife?
How did the witch get frozen after Edmund took the knife? That's her wand dagger that whatever it touches, it turns it into stone. You in the back.
How did the trees look so 3D?
How do the trees look so 3D? They are 3D. They're made out of Luon.
They're painted in a way that gives them something, gives them depth. So it makes it look like it's 3D. So they have their like shadow painted onto the painting. It's a painting technique they use.
You there in the yellow shirt. How old is everyone in the play? Roll call.
I'm 24.
I'm 25.
I'm 16. I'm 12. I'm 14.
I'm 16.
Wow.
I'm 10.
I'm 9.
Oh, I'm 23.
So 9 is the youngest in the play.
Yes.
Was that food that Edward was eating, was it real?
Was Edmund's food that he was eating real? Yes.
Yes.
He's actually eating marshmallows.
I got a question right down here at the front. What's your question? Oh, this staging is actually for the night show, and the reason why the trunks of the tree are blue is it's been cold and winter in Narnia for a really, really long time. So the trees are basically frozen all the way over. Have you ever seen trees when they get ice all over them?
Like this first-hand account. Cameras? No.
Actually, there is.
Actually,
one up there.
Someone's filming us now, actually.
Yep.
I was not informed of that. I'm not sure that's needed.
I didn't even know that.
Keep it secret, keep it secret. You, sir, what's your question?
I'm a mask maker, and this is something I do a lot of. All the masks out there are mine. Most of these masks I made out of latex and fiberglass. So what's used to make balloons is latex, and then fiberglass is used in things like bathtubs, saw blades, bumpers for your car. And I just push the fiberglass into the latex in a special mold that I sculpt, and outcome masks like that. For the lion, it's special because I sewed fabric into the back of it, and then yarn was sewed onto the fabric.
You serve food.
You ever seen like the outside of a
Did the professor know about Narnia?
Well, I've lived in that house for a very, very long time, and you have to assume that at some point I may have gone in there, but it's sort of it's a mystery.
You serve the green.
Is that wardrobe real?
Is the wardrobe real? It functions as a wardrobe because we put hangers in it. But yes, it is real. It's made of wood and luan and plastic and screws and things. And it's very lightweight because we have to take this with us to schools. So we can tour with it and it can fit in the back of a truck. You, sir. How do we make the wardrobe turn?
How do we make the wardrobe turn, Doug?
The wardrobe turns because we have wheels on the bottom called casters. And casters, any direction you push them, they will move in that direction. Also, they don't slide very easily. You have to put a little weight into it so that when we just jump in, it doesn't move on its own.
And you, ma'am. Who did I play? I was Mr. Tumnus and Mr. Beaver. Question.
Was he Santa?
Was he Santa?
I was Santa indeed.
English people look like
Alright, anybody got a time? Okay, we'll do like one more good question.
Really, really good.
Read
You
it.
in the pink.
How did Mrs. Beaver know how to sew?
How did Mrs. Beaver know how to sew?
Actually, it's knitting. I was knitting. That's a project I had at home, so I decided to use it as a prop also. Wait. Oh, you got me a sewing machine.
You got the wrong
The
thing.
zigzag.
It's a knitting machine.
She was knitting at the time because she broke her sewing machine.
Yeah.
But Santa Claus brought her a new one.
Yep.
A new and
That's
better
what I
one.
did.
Zigzags, I believe.
Alright.
I really care.
I think that's it.
That's all
That's all
right.
we got time for.
More